Happy Sunday, everyone. It is September 1st, and we are at the doorstep of autumn. And boy, we wrapped up one hell of a week last week, and we are headed into another one. So we've got three different things to do today. We've got the cards to do, we've got the map to do, and then we've also got the astrology to do. And my hope is that with those three, this will give you the clarity that you need to get through the week. So if you are new here, this is Body-Based Money Relationship with the Magic of Somatic Money. And to get caught up to speed, I have a starter kit that you can go ahead and check out. It is at my website. Go in, sign up for it. You can learn a little bit about how this works, what's going on, so that you can begin to apply the process into your life. And for those of you who have been following along with me, these videos, these Sunday, Monday videos are going to begin to plug into my Tuesday group talks at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is also on my website at www.somaticmoney.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the cards. The cards that my spirit team had me pull this week are these three primary cards. One is the Toxic Financial Patriarchy Triangle Power card. The second one is the Timing Astrological Clock card. And the third one is the Money is Vulnerable card. And when I looked at the gateways and timelines for this week, and I also looked at the astrology, and then I looked at these cards, basically the theme for this entire week is about being very aware of your financial imposter syndrome and then not being financially booby-trapped this week. So the name of the game this week astrologically is that given that Mercury's coming out of retrograde, we have been all gummed up with a lot of retrogrades and heavy-duty Schumann stuff and squares and oppositions, and it's been very difficult to move forward. And so this week there's a feeling of, ooh, we can move forward, we can begin to do things, we can really begin to go for it. And my suggestion to you is wait. Like this week, if you push it, if you force it, it's going to have a tendency to fire back on you. And there's that whole booby trap kind of thing. The first message that I want to get out to you is primarily don't push, don't force. I know you're going to want to feel, there's going to be that energy of like, oh, we can move forward. Oh, we can do things. Oh my God, this is going to be great. And the feeling I get from spirit team and looking at the energies, there is a sense of like, hang on there for a second, like give it about four or five more days. If you have things in motion, let the pieces fall into place. This is a great week to let financial and business pieces fall into place, but do not push or force it. If you push or force it, you're going to land yourself in a booby trap. You are going to land yourself in the toxic financial patriarchy power triangle, and you do not want to do that. So what is the toxic financial patriarchy power triangle and what is financial imposter syndrome? But the highlight that I can give to you here and now is this. When our founding fathers set up our financial system, it was based on all logic, it was based on all structure, and it was based on a lot of privilege. And as I have unfolded Somatic Money, what I have begun to find out is there are key pieces that got set up in our system energetically, emotionally, with no awareness for financial vulnerability. And because of that, people who are EQ money people on the soft-sided aspect of the money continuum, those of you who are more touchy-feely, more intuitive, more, let me check into my spider sense, what are my emotions saying? Those of us who fall more into the area of soft-sided money, this system is not set up for us. And because of that, you need to be aware of the pitfalls. That's why knowing what your financial imposter syndrome triggers are and knowing how the founding fathers set up a toxic financial patriarchal system, knowing all of this is going to help you so much in alleviating that financial pain and suffering and begin to be a lot more empowered and be able to move forward a lot more confidently. And so what I will tell you is this week is prime for the booby traps, prime for the toxic financial patriarchy. So therefore, it's going to be a really great time to really hold your space, do your presence, Be aware of what's going on. Let those pieces fall into place if they are falling into place. Don't push anything this week. That all said, these cards all reflect this. The toxic financial patriarchy card, the astrology card. When I pulled the timing and astrology card, I just chuckled because that is the nod of, don't push it, let things fall into place. And then the fourth card is, yes, vulnerability is real. This may be a week where we feel very vulnerable because of timing and because of the toxic financial patriarchy. We may feel very vulnerable with our money this week. So not to panic, not to sweat, just it's a great time to just kind of like pull the reins in, take a stand, take a look at the landscape, and be very conscious about what you're doing financially this week. Okay, that all said, let's go ahead and look at the chart. Here is our chart for this week. It almost looks a little bit similar to the chart that we had for last week. And I just want to put a nod into the fact that yesterday we also had a timeline jump kind of day. And today is another one of those timeline jumps. Now, what I'm beginning to notice with these is these gateways and timelines have their own flavors, have their own energies. And I want to make a nod to last week. This gateway right here, like up until this point, I thought gateways were like supposed to be the place of like the uplift and the expansion and all things wonderful. It turned out that this gateway was very filled with shadow work energy that we needed to be aware of. I mean, it was almost Halloween-y right here. And like what I said last week, I saw a lot of stuff coming and going, and boy, was that going on there. And then the astrology that happened on Thursday and Friday was just so intense. I mean, it was Thursday, Friday was a day of like stripping gears and clearing out even more stuff from our life or people from our life. I mean, Mercury was coming out of retrograde, beginning to move direct, and it was just a very challenging time. So not a surprise that yesterday began being that place of choices from what we learned this week. Choices, beginning to make decisions, and from those choices and decisions, maybe begin to have a little bit of action. And that is not letting up any. Today on Sunday, Sunday the 1st, right here, we're also having both a gateway day and a timeline jump day. And I got to tell you, it feels a lot lighter. It feels a lot lighter, a little bit easier, a little bit nicer to be able to do movement. And so here today, we are making, really seeing our mental, emotional, energetic, and psychological choices, making decisions, being able to do some new actions right here. So Sunday, as I record this is definitely going on here. So today, September the 1st, Uranus begins to go retrograde. So Mercury came out of retrograde. Uranus is going to begin to go retrograde here, and that is in Taurus. Then also today, Pluto really makes that move into Capricorn. And then the fourth and the 5th are really big days this week. The 4th, Mars enters into Cancer while the Sun does an opposition with Saturn retrograde. That's a very powerful day. And then that puts us into a pretty big gateway on the 5th. There is going to be some shadow work there, but it's mostly going to be positive. They are saying that is a day to pay very close attention to your choices. Then at the very end of the week, the 8th, we've got another timeline jump going on here. Schumann's is highlighted. Maybe I'll be able to begin to talk about it again. But on the 8th, we've got it's looking like a Uranus in retrograde in Taurus, squaring Mercury in Leo. And I do have a nod also. We need to be paying attention for some reason to those loose oppositions in Aries and Libra. All right, so that's the lineup that I've got for you this week. So be sure to join me on Tuesday, September the 3rd at my Somatic Money Roundtable. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to like, comment, and follow, and I will see you in the next video.